So apparently, the government's new strategy is surprise tariffs and watching us all panic buy Dijon mustard.
Which is wild because no one ever liked Dijon until they told us we might not get it.
Isn't that the truth? So today, we're not panicking, we're preparing
Mhm.
with humor, common sense, and a reminder that you can live without French brie, maybe. I'm Beth,
Jennifer.
and this is Two in the Closet.
Yes, it is.
Wait for 10 seconds. Okay, so let's talk tariffs. I know. It sounds like something you'd pretend to understand at a dinner party and then immediately Google in the bathroom.
Right. Like, oh, yes, the tariff situation. Tragic. Meanwhile, we're just wondering why Dijon mustard costs $8 now.
Exactly. So here's the deal. A tariff is basically a tax the government slaps on stuff we buy from other countries. It's supposed to protect American businesses, but spoiler alert, we don't exactly grow our own vanilla beans or mine our own lithium.
We do not. Speak for yourself. Have a thriving garlic empire in my balcony.
I can smell it
I smell full of garlic.
in here. So these tariffs are like invisible price tags we didn't ask for. The cost goes up before the product even gets to the store. And guess who ends up paying the difference?
Us.
Mhm.
The same people still trying to figure out if eggs are expensive again or if we just forgot what normal was.
Right?
I
Because I don't know.
I don't know either.
I don't know
because eggs
anymore.
are like what, $10?
I don't. It depends on what you buy. I mean, I mine are more. I
Oh, because
buy
you buy the
I buy free
free cage,
cage.
cage
Well,
free.
not the not the cage free, but the type that where they're actually let out
Got it. Okay.
to
Okay.
feed and
So yours are
forage.
more okay.
Yeah, but we're not fear mongering here.
No,
we,
we're not.
we diverted there. This isn't go fill your garage with lentils energy.
Mhm.
It's just if you know certain things might get pricier, why not stock up on what you actually use while it's still reasonably priced?
Exactly. Be the calm cucumber in the produce aisle, not the guy yelling about ketchup rations.
This episode's all about sensible prep, not panic. Think grandma with a Costco membership, not doomsday bunker with Wi Fi. So, we want to talk about what's actually happening right now. So,
Yes.
tariffs in plain English, my English, tariffs are basically taxes on products we import from other countries. So, when the US puts a tariff on, say, olive oil from Spain or electronics from China, it means the companies bringing those items in have to pay more. And guess what? They're not eating that cost. They pass it on to us, the shoppers. So tariffs are like a cover charge just to get your groceries on the shelf, and you're the one footing the bill. That is a club I don't want to go to at night.
In short, politics and global power plays. The U.S. is trying to protect American industries or retaliate against what they see as an unfair trade practices. The idea is to encourage people to buy American by making foreign goods more expensive.
Mhm.
But here's the twist: we don't make everything here anymore. So it's just not about buying American, it's about realizing how dependent we are on other countries for everything from garlic to gardening tools.
That is absolutely the truth.
Yes.
It's like trying to be independent, but realizing your favorite snack, skincare, and socks are all from somewhere else.
So weird when you think about that. What does this affect the most? Let's see. Everyone who buys stuff. That's everyone,
Mm-hmm.
including you, but especially middle and lower income households who already feel price jump. Feel every price drop, I should say. It also hits small businesses hard. They don't have the buying power of giants like Walmart. So when the wholesale prices go up, they can't always afford to stock as much or keep prices low.
Mm-hmm.
So while politicians argue about the long game, your grocery bill is where the short game plays out.
So if you've noticed your favorite hot sauce costs more and your paycheck doesn't stretch as far, it's not in your head. It's the tariffs.
It's the tariffs.
It's the tariffs. So what this is not, our job is not to get you to go out and panic buy. This is not about running out and buying 72 cans of
No.
green beans and panic hoarding almond milk.
Okay.
This is about being smart. Buy a little extra now of what you can actually use. My brother gave me a great tip during COVID
Okay.
because we went through this then too,
Right.
shortages. He said, every time you go to the grocery store and you're buying pasta sauce, buy one for now and buy one or two for later. And that way it's not such a hit on your grocery bill. You're doing it smart. So plan ahead so that you're not caught off guard later. And I think this is really important because people like to put their heads under a rock
Yes.
or in the sand. Understanding how global decisions affect your day to day is really, really important so that you don't get caught short. So, like I
agree.
said, buy a little extra now of what you actually use, plan ahead, and understand how those decisions are affecting your life.
And also to comment, when you told me about that, I remember I actually went out and did a little at a time.
Yeah,
Thank you for that.
it's more manageable.
And also at a certain store I go to, I buy the minis and they're very, very cheap. And I'll like kind of
Minis of what?
mini shampoos, conditioners, band-aids,
Travel stuff.
travel stuff, but I have like a huge drawer of it. So it does keep it,
Yeah,
keeps it
yeah.
handy.
So we're not doomsday prepping. Think of it as Wednesday meal prepping with a little foresight and a lot less fear.
Yep.
So now we know why prices might be going up. And let me just say that when we're recording this episode, there has been a pause, another pause for 90 days on China specifically, but we still have tariffs on Chinese products, and they are virtually at the same place that they were before this whole trade war started. So we are still paying more. So even if those tariffs do not go into effect 90 or so days from
Right.
now, this is still important preparation for a lot of reasons. You and I live in California.
Yes.
We have
Earthquakes.
earthquakes. I remember when the 84 earthquake happened.
Northridge.
Yeah. And I was laying in bed with my boyfriend and doing a mental inventory of what we had downstairs in the kitchen. We had one box of Kraft macaroni and cheese and a jar of pasta sauce, as it turns out. We had a huge pantry that was empty. So that was my wake up call. And I've basically been a proponent of set it, forget it. Know that it's there so you don't have to get afraid when something goes south, right? Now that we know why prices might be going up, it's time to talk about what to actually do about it. Like, what should we be buying now before things get weird and peanut butter costs more than wine?
That's not a world I want to live in, Beth.
Right? So let's walk through what makes sense to stock up on now, not because the sky is falling, but because smart women over 50 know how to read the room and the grocery flyers.
And we're here to help you do without panic, without debt, and without 35 pounds of canned goods.
Because, God, yeah, that's a lot. So, coming up next, the pantry MVPs, the bathroom drawer backups, and the random things you'll wish you had when the shelves start looking bare.
Because prepared is the new sexy.
Let's go. Okay. So, we broke this down into 3 categories, and these are basics. And again, use this as a guideline. If these are things that you don't actually use, then why would you buy them, right?
Just a nice few staples.
So we're going to go into the pantry first.
Yes.
Olive oil. I don't use a lot of olive oil. I would substitute that with coconut oil, because coconut oil, I use it for cooking. I use it for
your bate.
For what?
Your body.
Yeah, for my bate. Is that what you said? My bate or my boutte or both? Yes. So whatever kind of olive oil you use. Flour and sugar. Again, I don't use those, but I am getting very tempted to try and make sourdough. I think I'm late to the game, but I think I'm going to try it. Canned fish, tuna, salmon, chicken.
Perfect.
I have a lot of cans of tuna and chicken.
So do
Salmon, I'm a little,
I have not
I,
bought
I don't know that I could
I
do it.
have a lot of canned tuna. I love tuna fish.
I do too, and I can always eat that. And
Yes.
canned chicken is really good because it's usually chicken breast.
Right, but
So
I'm not going to do the salmon.
no,
I'm going to pick up.
unless you cook it. My dad used to make salmon cakes, and I know that he bought canned salmon for that. Of course, I
Okay.
don't have that recipe, but they were delicious.
Okay. That's an
Rice,
idea.
beans, lentils, those are shelf stable for years and years, especially if you put them in airtight containers.
Coffee.
Pasta and pasta sauce.
Yes. Pasta. Yes. I have so much pasta, pasta, pasta,
Yeah,
pasta.
because it's something that if you have kids, like
Yes.
kids will usually always eat pasta, and then you can dress it up for,
You
if
could
you're an
even put
adult.
the tuna and chicken in it,
Tuna in the pasta. Oh, wait.
like tuna pasta.
Yeah, yeah. I'm
So it's
thinking
called
like
tuna
tuna
pasta?
casserole.
Oh.
In my mind, it was marinara, and I'm like,
Oh, yucky. Tuna marinara? Gross.
that would be gross. Coffee and tea. Coffee is going, we don't grow coffee beans in America.
We do
So
not.
there are only a couple of places I was reading. There are a couple places that are able to grow coffee beans, but it's not enough to supply your Starbucks habit.
No.
So you just and stop going to Starbucks. I'm sorry. I mean, like
Right.
do more at home.
Exactly.
Save money. But coffee and tea. So I drink mushroom coffee. I have that on auto ship, and I probably would add a little bit more because one of my favorite mushroom coffees does run out. They run out of stock.
I have to try that mushroom
I
coffee.
love it so much. Nut butters,
Mm,
peanut butter, almond butter.
my favorite.
Yes, I bought sunflower butter. I love sunflower butter.
I've been
I
trying-
bought powdered peanut butter.
Whoa. Okay, that is new.
I don't know. I haven't tried
Okay,
it,
you'll have
but
to
I
let me
have
know.
seen people on TikTok with recipes where it calls for the powdered peanut butter. So I think if I'm cooking it in something or making it in something, it'll be fine. I don't know that I would mix it with water and put it on my breakfast muffin. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, you'll see.
I'll
You
see.
might.
Yeah, I
You
haven't
might.
used it yet. So, spices. One thing I know is that you can buy the most basic of canned goods and pastas and sauces and things, but what makes them different is the spices you put into them, right?
100%.
So you can take the same pound of hamburger and with the right spices, make it in meatballs for pasta. You can make tacos, you can make hamburgers. It's just all what spices you put in it. So some of those spices do come from other countries, vanilla, especially cinnamon, garlic, and salt. You definitely want to have salt
little
because
salt.
if 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 everything else were gone, at least your salt would make your food taste a little bit better.
Exactly.
Soy sauce, hot sauce, Dijon, your favorite,
Yes.
right? And shelf stable milk, again, if you use it. So I have a couple of cartons of almond milk and coconut milk. I probably need to take them out and use them because I've had them for a while because I don't use it, you know.
Yeah, you should probably check that out.
And baking soda and vinegar. People have been talking a lot about white vinegar.
Yes,
So I don't
have
know
it
if
at
there's
home.
a shortage or what, but
I should buy another thing.
yeah, yeah, because that'll last forever. And baking soda, you can do a whole lot of things. I have it, deodorizing my cat box right now. So as we speak,
In the refrigerator.
and the refrigerator, the freezer, soaks up smell. Um, Personal care, your prescriptions and over-the-counter medicines.
Yes, and I'm going to make a suggestion. I actually called my doctor to get free.
An extra
Yes.
3 months or
Like,
so.
could I get one for sinus infection? Could I get one for nausea?
And then he 5150'd her because
Yeah, exactly.
no,
I wanted too much. No, we're
you
kidding.
wanted too much. No. But over the counter meds like cold medicine, Tylenol or ibuprofen or Aleve. If you have kids, obviously cold medicine for them, things like that.
Benadryl.
Benadryl.
I
Yeah.
definitely keep
See, I'm not a
Benadryl.
parent, so I don't even
No, but
know.
you
Yeah,
were.
I was on the right track.
You were on the right path.
Okay. Toilet paper. Toilet paper is made here, so please don't go doing that thing that everybody did during
Oh.
COVID.
Like ordered it from.
Don't buy 10 cases of it. Get what your household needs,
We did it.
Toothpaste, even if you don't have toothpaste, that's what baking soda with a little of essential
Yep.
oil. Like you could put peppermint essential oil for flavor. deodorant, shampoo, conditioner. You've got those bases
Yeah.
covered. For those of you who still have cycles, your feminine hygiene products, right?
Yep.
Back when I was ending my my journey with that,
Oh
I
my God.
used I used a cup instead of tampons, and
remember you
now
telling
that's
me
all the
that.
rage. I loved that thing. Oh my
I
God.
never used it.
It was amazing. But your birth control, don't
Forget
forget.
about that.
We do not need to populate if we don't have food.
Exactly.
Diapers and formula. These are two things that I love because they have so many purposes. Activated charcoal and bentonite clay. So charcoal is so good for upset stomach. It's what you were given if you were to
Overdose.
overdose. Wow. Overdose.
Sorry.
I like the way you just
I know.
jumped
Sorry.
right in there.
Yeah. I really wanted to say
I
that
feel
this
like she
episode.
might be speaking from personal experience.
No, I've never
No.
overdosed.
But it absorbs all the nasty. So if you have acid reflux or acid indigestion, I can remember this one time I ate a pizza and I didn't know it had green bell peppers on it, and
Oh,
they
wow.
wreak havoc. I took 2 capsules. Hello. Hello. Yes, the sound is good, buddy.
Yeah.
Thank you for checking.
Thank you.
Look, if we just put some
Yeah.
um, but anyway, I had almost instantaneous just sour stomach, and it was awful, and I
Ugh.
took 2 capsules, and within 15 minutes I was fine. I'm not saying that that works for everybody that fast, but it always helps me. When I used to drink margaritas, that acid from the mixer used to just
Ugh. Yeah.
awful.
Yeah.
Bentonite clay, not only is it good for your facials and pulling out impurities, but you can do the same thing. You can mix it with water and ingest it, and it will absorb.
Okay. This is all really like
Yeah.
good
Yeah.
information.
Cat food, cat litter, pet meds. Don't forget flea
Yes.
and tick meds. If you use those things, those are super important.
And the Prozac for the doggies.
Does your dog have Prozac?
Well, we were considering it.
Does Susie have?
She has major anxiety.
Just when Barry leaves, though, right?
Well,
Or is it
it's
always?
it's all the time. So we're doing CBD.
Oh,
CBD,
okay.
yeah.
Is it helping?
I think yesterday was the first day, and she wasn't panting so much. So I don't think she has depression. She has anxiety. Boy.
Oh, okay. All right. So consider your pets. Batteries. So flashlights. Think about your remote controls, all the games, the TV, all those things, right? And any that use those lithium batteries, again, we don't mine lithium in America. Or if we do, very little, not enough to supply everybody.
Right.
I'm trying to think. I have a couple of those lithium batteries, and I'm trying to think what they go in. I think one goes in my scale.
Yes.
Um,
There's weird. It's those things
they
are.
just pop out of
I know,
nowhere. It's
and I
like,
never know what they go
yeah,
to.
yeah. Manual can opener. Now, see, I have a camping setup, so
Okay,
of
so
course,
sorry.
I have a manual can opener. Solar bank. I have a bunch of.
I did not have.
I have 3 different small solar banks because I'm one person. So as long as I can keep my phone going, probably that's all. And I don't get a lot of sun, so it's probably gonna have to swap them out.
Right.
But anything you can think of that you regularly rely upon, I would think,
I
like
would.
walk through your house, like take a good inventory of what you use on a regular basis so that you don't go crazy. This is another thing we'll talk about, but your documents, your insurance, your birth certificates, passports, your will, your insurance policies, whatever you need,
Keep in one place.
keep in one place. I have a soft-sided fireproof case that zips up, and it's about this deep. It's way more room than I need, but I have a couple of flash drives in there. I have the ashes from my cats. I have all my important documents and things, but
Yeah.
it's all in one place. All in one place.
Yeah.
Also treat yourself when you're packing for your emergency or, shortage tariff groceries, whatever snacks you love.
Chocolate.
Mine will definitely have chocolate with hazelnut, something in
Yes.
there. But snacks that you love that are imported, I have a chocolate hazelnut candy that I love that comes from Denmark, I think,
Mm.
and it's delicious.
Do you
But
have, do you have any?
uh, no, I
Okay.
had the last of them yesterday. How to determine what you actually need. So this is where we have to adult.
Oh, I don't want to adult.
I know. Don't don't go off of somebody else's blog
No.
or checklist. We're not giving you a checklist on this one
No.
because it's important for you to do your own audit of your home. So, a really good tip is to look at your
It's a great
grocery
tip.
store receipts for a month period so we're in May, so like go back to April and look at what you actually bought, what you most used of what you bought. And then look at what's imported, and you can look at the labels. It'll tell you if it's made in America or if it's imported from Italy or France or whatever it is.
This one is I like the 1 week meal plans and see what I think
Yes.
that is like out of everything. I love that. Being
First,
prepared. And
having a weekly meal plan saves money
I know,
already.
I know.
I'm getting into it because as a single person, I've been kind of just doing whatever I want.
Right.
And I know that if I make tacos, I know that I'm going to eat tacos for 4 or 5 nights because I'm just going to eat them
Right.
till they're gone. And I don't love that for me.
Right.
So now I
Yeah.
had hamburger meat this week and I made a pasta one night and I made a
Mhm.
hamburger. I love just a plain hamburger in the pan and veggies,
Yeah, that's perfect.
and then I had more if I wanted to make tacos. So I'm trying to use the same. If I
But
made a
switch
lot
it
of
up.
pasta, like, okay, I can put marinara on it this night. I can do tuna. I can do tuna pasta.
You could. It's gonna be your
Anyway,
new favorite.
yeah.
And
So
it's cheaper. It's
it's
cheaper.
cheaper if you plan.
Yes.
Absolutely. If you go to the
I'm
grocery store
learning.
willy-nilly, you're just going to buy a bunch of shit and
No,
it's not going to go together,
no, it's
and you're
awful.
like sometimes I have made like whatever's in the refrigerator into a meal and it's not delicious and
No, but you
it
have to
doesn't
eat
make
it.
me happy, but I
Yeah.
have to eat it because I
Right.
don't want it to spoil.
Exactly.
Um Ask yourself, would I miss this if the price suddenly doubled or tripled? That's how you know if it's something that comes from another country. Maybe stock up on it now. And if you can't run without salsa, don't wait till it's $8 a jar to figure that out, right?
I agree.
Because making it probably will go up too. And then there's family versus single. So you're the family,
Yes,
I'm
you're
the
the
single.
single. Buy in bulk. Costco's your BFF.
Yeah, yeah. Rotating pantry stock. This is one thing I have to practice because I have been I'm Timu prepper. I'm not a prepper. I'm a Timu prepper, which means like
Yeah.
I'm the
So,
cheap version.
oh, okay. Okay. Okay.
Because I do have canned goods that I've had for a while, so it's really important to rotate that stuff out. And I learned that during the earthquake stuff. Like if I had food, like even a box of crackers, you don't want, even though it could last for 10 years,
All right.
probably not going to have as fresh of a flavor. So rotate whatever
That's
went
a
in
great
first,
idea.
that's the first out. And then prep meal components, so frozen veggies. Again, I don't have a dehydrator or a
I don't either.
vacuum sealed kind of
I
thing.
don't think a lot of people do.
I don't, but they are inexpensive
Right.
now. But frozen veggies, when I've frozen them, just even in a freezer Ziploc bag, they get crystals on them, and then they're just
It's
soggy when you cook them.
ugh. Yeah,
I
no.
guess if you're blending, if it's something you're blending like
That right.
frozen fruit, absolutely.
That won't it won't matter if it's soggy.
Peace offerings for
Yes,
Jay. So what
for
is her go-to I mean not shut her up. I mean to
you
make
know,
her feel better when
could
she's
you get me chocolate at 7-Eleven
what
type
kind of
thing?
chocolate? What's her go-to?
Um, she likes M&Ms, but she also likes I it
I want to say
yeah,
Toblerone. Oh God, I love
yeah.
Toblerone.
So, and if
And
I
that
have
is definitely imported.
yes, yes,
Yes.
and they're very easy to
Little
snack.
triangles.
Yeah,
Oh my
yeah,
God.
they're so good. It's so good.
It's one of my favorite
Oh wow.
candies. Yeah. It's just a crunch all
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's interesting.
Lunch school.
School lunches.
Yes. What do you do with that?
I do the My child likes snacks for lunch. So it's not like a sandwich and an
Okay.
apple, or it's more like the crackers with the cheese and the fruit.
She likes a charcuterie board.
Yes, yes, exactly. And you can make those
She's got,
yourself.
I know
Yeah,
she's got high
very fancy.
expectations. Very fancy lunch.
Protein bars,
Those are
fruit.
easy.
Yeah,
I always have a lot of protein bars and protein powder because my protein powder, if all I had was protein powder and water, I would get what I needed.
right. Little
Um,
nuts, those little bags. I love
yeah.
those.
So think, and along the lines of you buying smaller things, think smaller quantities with longer shelf lives if you're single like me, because you're not going to go through 25 pounds
Right.
of rice. Let's
No,
be real. I'm not going to Costco anytime soon and
no,
buying a restaurant sized bag of beans
right.
that is going to
No,
outlive me.
no,
Come on. You
no.
guys are going to be going through my house when I'm dead. And they're like,
Yeah,
was she planning for an apocalypse?
yeah. Or was she making a big stew
Right.
for
Um,
200 people?
So the
Okay.
rule of thumb is one extra of everything that is essential to you is usually enough. And freezing single servings of your favorite meals. Again, when I do that, I freeze it in glass. I hope they're not going to explode in there, but
Gee.
with
Oh,
I have plastic like Pyrex, or not plastic, glass Pyrex,
oh,
and they have an airtight seal.
that's
The
interesting.
lid is plastic, but it snaps over it. I think that's okay because glass
I
can
think it's
explode.
okay.
Yeah. But so I have things like soup that I make. Comfort items, if you live alone, for me, popcorn, my Topo Chico, always.
Yes.
And then of course my pet food for my cats. They currently have 3 big bags of their dry food in our prep pantry. So every time I've gone, I'll buy an extra
That's
one
a great idea.
because I cannot, they'll eat my eyeballs.
And also the our doggy snacks.
And treats,
Treat.
yes, yes.
Can't forget the treat.
Cannot forget the freeze-dried minnows for the children. But the reality of it is you don't need a bunker. You just need a backup of your shampoo and a few extra cans of soup. That'll get you through. And
Yes.
again, I think this is not about inciting fear. It's
Right.
just
Preparing.
this is for not just tariffs, although this is the topic,
Right.
but it's for things like if you live in a storm zone, if you live in the Midwest and you're susceptible to tornadoes,
The same
and
thing.
and you probably have someplace down below there you go, a
Right.
basement,
Right.
like, and we're probably preaching to the choir with you guys. You guys are probably pros at that because you do live in areas where you're regularly having to um prepare for the worst
Right.
and hope for the
And
best kind of
even going
thing.
down in the ground and the
Yeah, yeah, in the basement,
yeah,
not
basement.
in,
Yeah, not God.
but so it's about setting it and forgetting it. So if you're prepared, you don't worry about it. If you know where your stuff is, if shit goes south, then your peace of mind
I
is a big goes way up, right?
yes.
So it's not about prepping out of panic, it's about preparing out of power.
Yes. Yes, I like that too.
Yes. And a little extra
I
today
love
means a
this.
little less stress
I love
tomorrow.
this.
So again, not to strike fear, but
No.
to
Prepared.
to be prepared so that you can forget it, because it's just so much nicer to know that I've got what I need and I don't have to be freaked out.
And I think that also the most important thing is it's a little less stress.
For sure. Well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's less stress. You
Yeah.
stress out a lot, so this is really
Yes,
helpful.
yes, I do.
Um, I think that's enough on tariffs and prepping and
Yeah.
yeah.
We
yeah.
got it.
So now you're prepped, you're ready to go. We want to lift up one of our own
Yes.
again in this week's segment of Lift Her
This
Up.
is exciting.
Again, I don't know when your friends are going to show up.
I
My
know,
friends-
right? You're like
I'm getting it done. I want to talk about my friend Jennifer Kapler. Not only is she a multifaceted leader and artist, she's a spiritual practitioner who is dedicated to helping individuals and businesses flourish. She was born into a family of intuitives. And let me tell you,
Oh.
this girl is so tapped in. She is clairsentient, clairaudient,
Oh, wow.
claircognizant, clairvoyant. She's an empath, and her mission is to help facilitate greater self awareness and empowerment in her clients. She has a private practice as an agape licensed spiritual practitioner. She instructs at Agape University, and she's inspires individuals to expand into greater joy, freedom, and love. And she celebrates each person as a unique creative being, and she can really draw that out, I think, which I love. She's a visual artist since the age of 2, and her art has been displayed in public and private collections worldwide. If
Yes.
you've not seen her work, go look her up. I could go on and on
Right.
about Jennifer, but she conducts workshops, she coaches, she consults. She brings a unique blend of creativity, spiritual insight, and strategic acumen to everything that she does. She's based in Long Beach, California, and I want you to go check her out if any of this resonates with you, especially if you need a spiritual counselor to talk to. She is a loving container, and with all of her gifts and her intuitive nature, she's just a great space to bring your challenges into.
She sounds like it.
Yeah, and she's just pure love. You can reach out to her at www.jenniferkapler.com, and her email is jenniferkapler@gmail.com, and those links will be in the show notes. But big shout out for Jennifer Kapler.
you.
I love her. You would love her if you knew her.
Yeah, she seems amazing.
Yes. Um, so I think we are good.
I think we're good. I think we need to
We're
go to
gonna
the
go,
store.
we're gonna go tour my pantry.
Exactly.
You gotta see what's in there.
I know. I'm excited. I'm excited.
You could something that somebody said is don't look too comfortable. Don't look like you have too
Exactly.
much stuff because people will,
Well, I have.
which I think is
I might take a bag home with me.
Do you need a bag? Because I'm gonna have to charge you 5 cents.
Okay. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Perfect.
But anyway, we hope this has been informative and not stress inducing.
Exactly.
Just buy what you need, take inventory, be at peace.
Little at a time.
Little at a time, baby steps. That's how we do everything around
Exactly.
Two in the Closet.
Exactly.
I'm Beth,
I'm Jennifer.
and this has been Two in the Closet.
Yes, it
And turn your own closet into a pantry. Whatever. Until next time.
Bye.
Bye.